Well, let's take you live to Pretoria, where Build One South Africa leader Dr. Moshiga BOSA is expected to unveil the party's mayoral candidate for the nation's capital. This is ahead of the 2026 local government elections, and BOSA is set to outline its commitment to restoring stability and laying the foundations for the city. The party promises to create opportunity and deliver a better quality of life for its residents. SABC News reporter Patricia Visagie joins us from Freedom Park. Patricia, what can you tell us? What's happening?
Well, good afternoon to you and to our viewers. Definitely coming to you live from Freedom Park here in the heart of the capital city, where BOSA has just officially announced their Tshwane mayoral candidate ahead of the 2026 local government elections. And you know that the clock is ticking, and it's ticking fast. It's about 10 weeks left to these elections that are very, very important and perhaps strongly contested this year, with over 600 political parties that want the share of the voters' pie. But I want to bring in Dr. Moshiga, who is, of course, the leader of BOSA. He delivered the keynote address just after or before he officially announced Moshiga BOSA as the party's mayoral candidate for the upcoming elections. And he, made a very interesting comment talking about, Tshwane is like a table, and currently the capital city is resting on 3 legs, and BOSA is coming in to be that 4th leg to produce the necessary stability that the people of Tshwane deserve and need. Thank you so much for joining us once again. You really went into, a plethora of issues in terms of what you believe your mayoral candidate will be bringing to the fore to bring perhaps a better life for all, improve services, and tackle some of the issues that have in the last months, years, crippled the capital city.
Absolutely. And the fundamentals are that the politics of Tshwane have clearly become unstable. And so when we talk about that 4th leg of the table, we're asking the people of Tshwane to put that sensible voice, that non-racial voice, that voice of ethical leadership, that voice that says to the people of Tshwane, your voice will be the most paramount, not the politician's voice, into the room. And so the task that I'm putting before Mematha is to say, go out, not only deliver services, but Tshwane can't just be the capital city and be poor. It must be a capital city that attracts investment, that ensures jobs are created, and ultimately can keep our citizens safe. So we have a lot of work, but we're not going to get there with this merry-go-round of the current political system that has already brought us in this instability. That's why it's a 3-legged table.
You also warned against identity politics, and ultimately you are saying that divided the vision to serve people correctly is not achieved as many leaders would want to.
Yeah, here at Freedom Park, the celebration of freedom in South Africa is that South Africa was never a contestation of one race versus another. It was always a racial system that oppressed another, but we wanted to oppose the system. That's why to liberate all citizens, black and white, Indian and colored. The difficulty that we're facing today is that our ballot paper is starting to represent parties that stand up and say we are only for this race. You've got colored parties, white parties, Afrikaans parties. You've got issues of biology, not issues of the people. We are coming here and saying, if you want to build one South Africa, you need to be able not only to produce candidates that come from all communities, but you need to fight the struggle to ensure that South Africa is indeed that one for all the people. And that's the fight.
Tshwane being a multiracial city, you basically have all the different races, the different ethnicities that you can think of in South Africa. They're here in the capital city. How is Moshiga going to find that proper leadership, that honorable leadership to unite all these races, all these ethnic groups, and ultimately represent them equally with dignity?
Correct. And I think Our relationship in council is one where you tax, if you like, the rich areas and provide services to poor areas. Now what we're saying is that we need to invite that sense upon which all communities appreciate that it is to their shared interest that there's shared prosperity. That's the first task. We have a plan for prosperity, which I've tabled, that says how do we uplift all communities. And so all citizens need to sign up to that. But the most important issue here is that actually the genius of President Mandela, when he delivered some of this vision, was that he made sure all communities are seeing themselves in the mayoral, in the cabinet, in representative fora. Martha, when she chooses a mayoral committee, must make sure that South Africans from all walks of life are represented, because that gives us that clause in our constitution that says we're united in our diversity, but we can hear the diversity of ideas. That's why the candidates of BOSA also represent the plethora of communities that come from there. Not all of them were here today, but in essence, you've got communities, black, white, Indian, and colored, are represented even in the cohort of candidates, so that she's got a team to pull from, so that she produces that unity and diversity as an ambition.
All right, thank you so much there, being Dr. Moshiga BOSA, the BOSA leader, just talking about his vision for the Tshwane mayoral candidate. She joins me right now, and that is Martha Moshiga. Thank you so much. Congratulations, and perhaps good luck for the tough race ahead. But I want to hear from you. Why did you say yes when you were nominated? What is it that you're bringing fresh to the table? You're also joining, a strong cohort of capable, seasoned female politicians that are vying for that same position.
Thank you so much, Mme. I am a community leader who is bringing calm leadership. I'm not going in there for political drama. Our residents need basic service delivery always. Our roads are broken. Our infrastructure is destroyed. It's visible. So it means then the current administration is not up to speed with the communities of Tshwane. So I'm coming in with no corruption, making sure that we bring ethical leadership. We serve the communities of Tshwane in honor and integrity.
Water is perhaps one of those fundamental resources that often leave a lot of communities around the capital city crippled. We all know the story of Hammanskraal, over 30 years, and that community is still battling, and there has been one failed promise after the other to bring portable, reliable water supply for the people of Hammanskraal. What would you perhaps bring different to make sure that that cry in Hammanskraal is properly addressed and it's not just another empty promise?
I think we've got the issue of infrastructure, old infrastructure, that we need systems, new systems. I'm thinking of making a parallel infrastructure where the old infrastructure is being built. On the other hand, they get the new infrastructure so that people of Hammanskraal, can get water. It pains me that we lost lives in Hammanskraal. I'm always in the communities, and water is essential as a basic service delivery for our communities.
You originally hail from Mayoral, east of Pretoria. It's one of the communities that often battle with organized crime, rampant violence that engulf, in particular the youth in that community. We've spoken to so many leaders who talk about the guns that go off, at any time of the day as the violence cripple that particular community. What should be done to perhaps ensure that the people of Mayoral, but across the various townships in the capital city, are safe?
Absolutely. We need a crime-free communities. We need safety in our communities. That is very much important. I think we need surveillance cameras, making sure that we've got 24-hour surveillance cameras so that hotspots can be seen and we report. We have a lot of police around the streets to make sure that our communities are safe.
The issue of corruption often, I think, humiliates even the strongest of leaders who come with the right recipes and who would want to serve with integrity. And that often leads to the instability that we have observed in the capital city over the years. Even currently, the Tshwane Mayor, Dr. Nasipi Moya, is facing a similar allegation linked to the renovations that took place at her home. But every time we see leaders saying that they will serve with integrity and they will not steal from the people. Are you that leader?
I'm that leader. BOSA believes in ethical and honest leadership. We must respect public office. That is public money. Our municipality is a crime scene. As you've seen, people have gone to Madlanga Commission. So I am from BOSA, and definitely I am bringing integrity and honor so that I can serve the communities of Tshwane, not to steal the money of the municipality.
And Tshwane being a vibrant city with a lot of young people, the many institutions of higher learning that are also here, how are you hoping to use that to your advantage, to empower the youth, but also make sure that you do not leave those who are perhaps over 35 years old behind, just so that everyone is correctly represented and the needs of the collective are adhered to?
We need sustainable programs from sober minds of leaders for young people, especially creatives. There's a lot of talents. There's a lot of talent in terms of business as well. So we need leaders who are going to come with programs that will definitely make sure that they create jobs for the young people and even over 35, because if you are 35 as an adult, yes, you still have needs. You need employment. So we need a leadership that has got programs, that is going to have programs that are sustainable to make sure that our youth participate. Thank you.
The promises that you are making are the current leaders that are holding positions in Tshwane, that are led by Dr. Nasipi Moya. Are they not bringing that to the table? Are you not perhaps echoing the very sentiment that we're already seeing, and that is perhaps not delivering the, the hopes and achievements that we're looking for? What makes your promises different from what we're already seeing on the ground?
We are real. I've been to communities. It's not happening. It's only on camera. So we need tangible results. So I don't see that as a community leader in our communities.
How would tangible results look like? If you had to make an example, I know we're now going into this conversation, but you are heading for a very tough race and you want the people of Tshwane to put their confidence in you. What would tangible results practically look like?
No.
Potholes gone, making sure that there's water, and the residents of Tshwane, this is a capital city. A capital city must have capital. Living in a capital city, we can't be living like the communities of Tshwane. They are frustrated. They are very frustrated.
Well, I guess only time will tell who will emerge as the new captain for the capital city. And I can tell you this for free, it is not an easy race. And in particular, if you look at the other candidates that she will be obviously contesting against, you've got the current Tshwane Mayor, Dr. Nasipi Moya from Action SA, which is a strong candidate. You've got the candidate from Good and Rise, Mzansi, that is Sarama Boja, who's also very strong, and you've got the ANC that is also announcing their candidate, and all the other mayoral candidates that are yet to be announced that will also be fighting for the capital city's mayoral chain. And it's one thing to get that chain, but to actually materialize the promises that have been made, in particular where there are burning issues such as the Hammanskraal water challenge. We have seen one mayor after the other coming in, making big promises, but failing to actually address the issues around Hammanskraal. And then you've got the organized crime-related violence that cripple a lot of communities in the capital city. Joblessness, that's also part of some of the challenges that link onto inequality, poverty, and high levels of unemployment that again lead to, socioeconomic conditions such as crime. So we will have have to just see who is fit for purpose and who is just speaking for the sake of speaking. But Martha here is saying that she is ready, she's capable, and she has the recipes that the people of Tshwane need to make Tshwane a better city. It's back to studio.
Thank you very much there to Patricia, who is in Tshwane, where BOSA is announcing its candidate for the mayorship position in the capital city.